Welcome to Super Smashing Panda Beach Volleyball Alpha Edition DX+. You're probably wondering what Panda stands for. That is the core idea of the game, pass and attack. The basic premise of the game is a fast-paced 1 versus 1 match akin to tic-tac-toe. Each player chooses 2 pandas for their team and must use limited movement and abilities from their hand to win a game of beach volleyball. Setup. The game is very simple to set up and uses 6 coins. To begin with, we must create the court. 3 coins are placed like so to indicate 3 columns and the net. An additional coin is then placed on either side to indicate the middle row. From this, each player is able to project in their mind a simple 3x3 grid. This is the playing area. Additional coins may be used by players if they are having trouble creating the grid. Next, choose your pandas. In the finished game, the artwork will be updated to include cartoon pandas, with each panda given individual abilities and stats to permit nuanced combinations of playstyles. For now, the only information we need to concern ourselves with is the grid as displayed on here. This is a win condition. As with any game of beach volleyball, the aim of the game is to outmaneuver your opponents, to move them into a formation and place the ball in an area they cannot reach. In SSP BVAE DX+, the aim of the game is to outplay your opponents in the same way. Either they cannot return the ball, or you manage to have the opponent pandas and ball arranged in a particular formation at the end of your go. It is a game of strategy and stamina. Aside from the panda character cards, the rest of the cards are separated into blue and red decks and then shuffled. A hand of 3 cards is drawn by each player from their own personal deck. For your go, you must play the cards in your hand to pass the ball between your players and move it over the net. To do this, you must use as many cards in your hand as you like and move the ball and your players accordingly. The cards available to you are simply spike, pass and smash. As indicated by the cards, spiking the ball moves it 1 space in any direction, passing moves the ball 2 spaces in any direction, and smashing the ball moves it up to 3 spaces in 1 direction. Let's play one turn. We will play here with the default rule set. We will assume each character gives us 3 movement speed, so combined that is 6 movement points on each side. To begin the turn, pandas are placed in any of the 9 points in the grid. A coin is tossed to decide who is to serve. For future rallies, service is alternated and the game is played in best of 5, 7 or 9, depending on players' desired game length. Professional players could even choose to play best of 3 or 5 sets. Unless indicated, for example if a player uses a specific panda with a special service ability, the server chooses anywhere in the court's middle row to serve the ball. From here, play begins. This player has drawn a spike, a pass and a smash. The ball is served here. The player moves one panda into the centre and plays a spike, moving the ball 1 space. The other panda is then moved 2 and then smashes the ball over the net. After returning the ball from your side of the court, remember to draw 3 more cards. Any cards that remain unused are kept in your hand, meaning that you have not exerted yourself fully and are able to have greater control over future hands that you play. All used cards are placed face up into your own personal discard pile in the order that you play them. Once you run out of cards in your draw pile, you simply turn them over. Importantly, these are not shuffled. This means that cards will appear in a particular order. As players may have experienced in a game of 3 draw solitaire, there is a possibility of using cards in a certain way in order to produce a certain draw of cards that is favourable to what you need to play. The opponent now returns the ball. The red team has drawn 1 pass and 2 spike cards. The player will spike for 1, move for 1, pass for 2, move for 3, and finally spike the ball over the net. The final touch and has left the opponent open for a particular attack. The player then moves for 1, passes for 2, moves for 2, and spikes it over the net for 1 with a winning formation. And that's the game. Pandas are placed, the ball is served, and players then use their cards to pass and attack in an elegant dance of Super Smashing Beach Volleyball Alpha Edition DX+.